Hello and welcome back to Country Living with Wades. I'm Philip Wade, and today's video is on the regular maintenance and replacing the starter switch on this 2016 Cub Cadet 54-inch Rzt-L mower. It's got 715 hours on it, and over the 9 years now, that makes roughly 80 hours every summer sitting in this seat. Now you can see the seat's got some wear and tear on it, but we don't leave it out in the sun. It stays under the shed all the time unless we're out cutting grass. Uh, and things are just going to wear out on it. Now, as far as maintenance on this thing, what have I done during the 9 years besides the regular maintenance of changing out the blades, changing the oil filter, air filters, and occasionally changing out these little front deck wheels? The only other repairs that we've done on this was last spring. The starter died on this one, and I think it was like $209 or $215, something like that, from Amazon. There's two bolts to put it in, and I had had a shoulder surgery, so my wife actually replaced the starter for me, and that really helped out a lot because all I had to do was just sit there, twiddle my thumbs, and watch over her shoulder. But she did a good job. It changed out in just a few minutes. It was real easy access. So like I said, in this video, the starter switch died. It would turn to the on position, but it wouldn't crank. The contacts in it had gotten bad and old, so I had to cheat it, put a jump across the starter relay just to make it crank up so I could finish cutting the grass I was cutting. Then I went ahead and ordered another switch. I want to say it was $43, $45 from Amazon. Came in a couple of days, and a few days later, I went ahead and replaced it and made this video. A lot of people are concerned about your deck wearing out. Well, this is 9 years, 700 and something hours of cutting grass time. The deck is in perfect shape. The deck is not worn out at all. So please enjoy the video and just be thankful that today is another new day in the Lord. Well, I brought the zero turn into the shop to maintenance. Eventually one day I'll get back on my 1953 Ford two-door. So what's it in the shop for? Well, for one, it's getting new back tires. There's the new tires right over there. It's getting a regular oil and filter change. And I think I've got a little bit of a leak right around the oil filter. I've got a drop or two that shows up right there. The key switch died right there. The key would turn on, but it would not crank. So I had to cheat it, and I had to jump the starter relay. Let me show you how I did that. Let's flip the seat up. Right there under the seat, you see those two nuts right there on the relay? I had to jump those two nuts together. Now it will make a spark for sure when you do it, but I had to jump those two together to be able to to be able to engage the motor to crank it up. It has a 711 hours on it now. It's a 2016, and this is the end of July 2025. So it's been used quite heavily. Oh, I also need to change the blades out again too. It's that time. So this is the new switch. Comes with two keys. Oh, isn't that nice and pretty? But I have to take the other one off. So I'm gonna look. This has 4 little squeeze clips right here. I don't know if I can squeeze them from underneath to reach up there. Who knows, there might be a spider web up there. I need to check before I try to stick my arm up. Well, reaching up there as far as I can reach, these two clips over here, I was easily able to push up from the underside. But these two on this side are really tight, pressed against this part over here. So I have to really get my fingers in there. If I can do that, I should be able to just pop it straight up. That would be awesome. Let me break it loose right quick with the impact. Impacts sure are nice. Leave the tire right where it's at till I jack it up. Put these up here so I don't lose them. Something else. Never trust a jack by itself. Really use a jack stand when you can. There. Got the weight down on it. There you KP Turkey, you want in on some of this action? All right, now let's see if I can get up underneath there. I should have plenty of clearance now. Let's see. I'm facing this way now. I don't have the tire in the way. Oh yeah, I can see it easily now. Oh, look at there. Man, I should have popped the tire off right from the beginning. It would have been so much easier. Well, let's see what it looks like on the underside. I can throw this key away. I don't need it anymore. The new one comes with its own keys. I still have the battery connected, but oh, look at there. All these wires are two separate connectors, so I don't have to remember where wires go or anything. There's just a little bit too much crud in there for me to see. Let me get a little paintbrush here, a little stiff one. I need to unplug that, but the easiest way for me to unplug it is going to be to stick a screwdriver in and pry it out, but I don't want to do it right now because I still have the wires connected to the battery. Small adjustable wrench on this little wing nut here. There we go, just enough to break it where I can do it with my fingers. All right, let's see what I can do with this large screwdriver. Stick it there and turn it sideways just a little bit so I can get it going, work it around the sides. My goodness, this thing is tight. There we go. This one here looks pretty good. Has a little release clip on the side of it. Now the black one does not, but it sure plugs in tight on those little 1/4-inch connectors, so many of them at one time. Time for the new switch. Fits in like this, and I have to see which way this goes. It only goes one way. Squish it all the way down in. There, it's all the way in. It's easy enough. There, it's in place. Now what else I have to do? Just push it and snap it in place. Push it all the way down in. There we go. Good. All right, I've reconnected the battery now. Let me turn the key. Heard a click. Yes, it does try to crank. Good enough. Well, now it's time to change out the blades. And look at the tip of this blade here. I can tell you that they are completely worn down, and we have a lot of sand and stuff, and we've been cutting our 4 acres plus somebody else. I think it was late last summer that I changed the blades out. And I tell you, I don't use the OEM blades anymore. Matter of fact, I'll put a link down below for the blades I use. The OEM blades right now, counting tax, are right at $100 a set for all 3 blades. And the ones I use cost me about $30 for everything. I get them from Amazon. I'll give you the link to those. So I've dropped the deck all the way down. You can see I've got a little wooden spacer here. I've got one on the other side just to give it up a little bit so that when I drop this down, there's no pressure on the piece that I have to pull the pin out of to release it. Let me see if I can get to it. That's one side release. Let's hook it with my finger. Sometimes it's more difficult than that. Get this side released. There, it's released as well. There. Drop it down. Just have to unhook the front part now. Pull the pin on this. That one. Push it back just a little bit. Loosen the belt on the back side. When you get old, one of the things about getting old, it's a lot harder to get back up off the floor. The belt's released. Go ahead and raise this back up, get the arms out of the way, slide it out. Get off my blocks. Okay. Well, you can see it's got quite a bit of dirt on there from use and stuff. I'm not one of those to blow it out every single time that I use it, but I know it would be better if I did. Now this deck is 9 years old. It came with it. It's 9 years old already. The deck's in pretty good shape. I see a little something showing here, but I think that's okay. I think that's all normal. It's just where two sections are welded together from the underside. I'll take a look at it. Even though it's dirty, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over right now first and replace the blades. Slide it out a little bit more. Man, look at all that dirt fall off. Yeah, some of the blades are worn out worse than the others, especially the discharge especially the discharge blade over here. I tell you, it's nice to have everything you need in a shop, especially things like an impact. This impact wrench is probably 50 years old. It's a Craftsman commercial, and I know they've been obsolete that long probably. Two blades out. These are Bud Rash, bought from Amazon. They last, really, I can't tell the difference in how long they last versus the OEM blades. Oh, when you order blades for yours, make sure you know what the drive connection is. This one has the star drive connection. And see which ways it goes. That's the lift side that way, so it goes this way. That's one. All right, now I just have to flip it back over, clean it off a little bit, put it back on. Slide it back in position. Put these blocks back underneath. I put these blocks under so it gives me some working room to keep me from having to strain or stress or whatever. Trying to get the arms in the right place. If they're loose, I can move them up and down if I have a block under it. A little bit too far that way. Bring it back this way some. I'm lining it up by looking at my plastic cover on each side. If it's centered, my arm should be pretty close to the right spot there. Ought to be just about it. Let me drop the arms down and see where they come out. So the first thing I need to do is drain the oil. And this has a little hose that comes down for an oil drain, but it takes two adjustable wrenches. One to hold the hose in place and the other one to unscrew the plug. And I'll drain it down into this pan before I dispose of the oil. All right, I'll give that a while to drain. Well, the oil finally stopped draining out. Let me go ahead and put the plug back in. Then I'll take the oil filter out. I can scrape and pull some of this out of here before I try to put the oil filter in and out. This stuff is piled up around the oil filter. Okay, so I get this oil filter loose now. Oh man, it wasn't even tight. That's where my oil leak was coming from right there. Yeah, that thing's got 1,000 threads, it feels like. That comes off finally. Pull it up this way. Drop it in the oil pan. All right, what I usually do is I usually put just a little thin film of oil in here and I snug this up real good and snug. Then I give it a good hard turn. Try and do a half turn just to make sure it doesn't leak, but make sure it can still come back off next time. Put it down in. Still screwing. Boy, that thing feels like it's got 1,000 threads on it. Get there. Alright. That's the oil filter. Now we'll replace the oil. Alright. I believe the oil capacity on this is 2 quarts. Right now it's 0. I have drained the oil and put the plug back in place, which is very important. I pulled the filter and replaced the filter with a new one, and it's good and tight. Go ahead and put 1 quart in. You make sure you want to keep your filter, your funnel clean, because you don't want to put trash back inside with oil. And another paper towel here for wiping the stick. Stick all the way down inside. It's barely touching, it's not even quite to the low at all. So let me go ahead and put a 1/2 quart in. Yeah, that's pretty close to a 1/2 quart. That settled for a second or two. It's halfway between low and full. Don't forget, I want to make sure I bring it up to the full because I have not cranked it. So therefore the oil filter is empty. I'll go ahead and put the full 2 quarts in. I should be a little bit over full now, which is fine. Because it's about a cup, I guess, that goes into the oil filter itself. Oh yes, I'm just a little bit over full. Perfect, perfect, perfect. New switch, new oil and filter, and new blades.